And we're getting new footage from the moment one of India's missiles struck inside Pakistan territory earlier tonight. Take a look at this. And that is one of 3 cities in Pakistan struck by 24 missiles launched by India, according to Pakistan's military. India describing them as strikes on terrorist camp. Now, Pakistan says the strikes killed at least 8 people, including at least 2 kids, and injured 35 people. Pakistan's Air Force says they have already responded by shooting down 3 Indian jets at this moment. India has not yet commented. All of this is changing by the second. Let's bring in Danny Davis, host of the Daniel Davis Deep Dive. Danny, great to see you. Pakistan, they're calling India's strikes a blatant act of war, and now apparently Indian jets, now 3 Indian jets shot down. Is this, like, I don't want to say if it's premature, but is this all-out war, and how do nuclear powers fight each other in this modern era?
This is the scenario that a lot of people have long been worried about, because both sides are nuclear power, and they also have had, conflicts on the Kashmir side in between the two for quite a long time. Now, this issue here, where the attack in I think it was April 26th in Kashmir, where lots of tourists were just slaughtered, has really ramped things up a little bit. And there's been, I think the last couple of times that there was clashes was 2016 and 2019. They were kind of local. Everybody kind of had their way and did their say, and then they calmed down. But the fact that Pakistan this time used strong language, an act of war, and we will retaliate strong at a time and place of our choosing, indicates that this is far from over. And whether those jets were shot down or whether they weren't, it's too early to tell. We have to wait for confirmation on that. But one thing is absolutely clear, that the tensions are very high, and this is in the interest of everybody in the world to get this tamped down so that it doesn't go someplace really bad.
And somewhere in the world right now, military leaders are making the decision on what to strike next. What do those conversations look like? And is there a way to strike without escalating things, or are we just looking at the train running down the tracks here?
Well, I don't think anybody wants the train to run down the tracks on either side, but both sides for their various reasons, and obviously things have been going on behind the scenes for a long time. And then this spark here is what caused India to really retaliate much stronger than normal. I mean, this is a substantial strike. Mm-hmm. It's not just a one-off here, or it's not just a one spot here. And they claim that it was only known terrorist camps, etc. But obviously that's not the way the Pakistan side is viewing it. So the reaction on the other side is going to be, they can't allow this to go unchallenged, because then they feel like they'll be on the downside. But then they also have to calculate they can't go too far. That could cause India to escalate even further. And to find that balance between the two, often it's in the eye of the beholder. And there is real worry that whatever Pakistan does could cause India to say, that's too much, because they claim, the Indians did, that, well, this was a measured and appropriate response. It wasn't too much. Mm-hmm. And so they won't review anything or consider anything coming from Pakistan as being appropriate. So we're still far from safe on this.
Switching gears a little bit from escalation to de-escalation, what we're seeing now with the Houthis, and the Houthis basically agreeing to this ceasefire, it makes me think, the president was getting a lot of flack for striking the Houthis, and from both sides, from Democrats as well as people in the Republican Party as well, and yet. Is this showing that de-escalation can come in the form of airstrikes on terrorists?
Well, I mean, let's first see what actually happens, because there are very conflicting signals coming from Ansar Allah and from Yemeni sources, where some of their leaders are outright disputing that anything was agreed to, and then additional very strong language coming from the Yemeni leaders today, this afternoon, where they said that these strikes by Israel against their airport and against their seaport, they said absolutely will not go unchallenged. They said if you're an Israeli brother, you better hide in your bunker because we're coming after you. And we will continue to do this until Israel stops its attack against the people in Gaza. That's what has driven them from the beginning of this. That's what started this whole thing. And at least according to what they've said this afternoon, and some of this came after Trump made that comment, they are still very much on the warpath. Whether that will mean that only the U.S. and Yemen stop fighting each other, that is a possibility, but it's very unclear what the Yemen side actually agreed to yet.
Yeah, sounds like the fighting words there continue. Danny Davis, always appreciate your insight. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.